So let's jump next to a topic going on out on the north shore of Oahu, which is a great surfing mecca and in the world, not just here in Hawaii. And that is an actual issue of, get the slide up here. There are erosion negotiation going on between state and owners of property out on the north shore. What's going on there, Scott?
Yeah, so
Big,
if you're not familiar with it, I mean, obviously sea level rise,
hey,
bigger
this
storms, etc.
Hey, the surfers aren't happy on the North Shore for no reason. I mean, the waves are big, right? So, but if you're on the shore, then yes, there is an erosion issue.
Yeah, and we've had in the past probably 5 years, we've had certain spots have had significant erosion almost immediately from some heavy storms, etc. And in doing so, some of the homeowners have either lost their homes or lost a significant portion of the lot where it's going to start impacting the home. And there's been a battle between the state and those owners about how to handle that at this point going forward. And so there were fines. People were doing illegal activity. The state wanted some kind of permitting process, but there wasn't really a solution to what was going on, because if you did something in front of your home, it still impacts your neighbors' homes adversely, etc. And so they've at least come to an agreement that they will discuss this, have a third party more or less analyze how we can come to a solution between the homeowners and the state. And so we'll see how that goes. I do have a really good video and article on what to know about owning beachfront and oceanfront homes, and I'll put that in the link down below as well, so you can check that out, because it shows, I do show a little bit of that area where there's, in the video, where there's been issues with erosion, so you can kind of get a good sense of what it is.
Okay, yeah. So you'll put a link to your YouTube channel, right, with the video on that. Yeah.
I'll put
Okay.
the link to the video
Yeah.
in the description below.
Yeah. So keep an eye on the show notes, everybody, down below. I think. Well, I know some folks tried to move their homes back on their property, depending on the kind of home it was. It was post and pier or whatever. But regardless, that's an arduous process, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
don't.
well, the current setback line is 40 feet from the mean high water mark or
Right.
vegetation line. That is getting ready to move, I think it's next month, to 60 feet. Plus, there's an erosion rate formula that they will start to factor in for how much further past 60 feet you have to go to be able to build. So the state is understanding that the coastal areas are being impacted, and they're starting to take steps. And those steps are there to protect our reefs, protect our oceanfront areas, and in particular our coral reefs.
Yeah, well, and we hear that all throughout the state, not just on Oahu. I think the North Shore is a great example.
Yeah.
But I mean, even on this side in areas of Puako and stuff, people talk about rising tides and where that high water mark's going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Yeah, so yeah, it's a statewide issue for sure.
Yeah. I
With more
remember I remember in Puako at the beach house, because that house is grandfathered in for its closeness, and the big waves, when they would come, they would take the basically the white dead coral that it has become rock. It would throw it up onto the roof over the rock wall, and it smashed down on the metal roof, and you'd think someone was coming through the roof. It was pretty nuts.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what high surf brings, right?